It's the WNBA on 2K Sports. Welcome in, everybody.
And tonight, we've got the Minnesota Lynx playing against the New York Liberty.
In the booth with Tim Swartz and Brian Benefitemi, I'm Blake Suniga, and we're glad to have you along for the ride.
Oreja ei pysty ja ei ole mitään hompeleitten pallonheittoa.
Small forward, number 6, Bridget Carlton. Starting at point guard, number 10, Courtney Williams. At the other guard position, number 21, Kayla McBride. Starting at center, number 8, Alana Smith. At the other forward position, number 24, Nafisa Collier.
Hello and welcome to our coverage of the WNBA on 2K Sports.
We'll watch the Washington Mystics in this one as they go up against the Minnesota Lynx.
I'm Blake Suniga, and with me at the broadcast table are Tim Swartz and Brian Benefitemi. And when you look at the last two
playing a major role in who wins it all, New York and Vegas last year adding major pieces via big-time signings in the offseason.
And top-end talent is ultimately what wins in the playoffs. I think we'll continue to see super teams get formed.
Now here is Sykes.
And
Carlton. She's got her first opportunity at the line here tonight.
First team foul. At the line for your Minnesota Lynx, Kayla McBride. Shooting one.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Well, back in the early 2010s, the Lynx went on one of the best runs we've ever seen.
And forget, WNBA, we're talking one of the best runs in American pro sports history. From 2011 to 2017, 4 titles, 6 final appearances, sustained excellence we haven't seen since.
Pass to Carlton. No good from outside. Here's the Mystics with the ball. Here's Sykes.
And here's Sutton.
Eikä soittanut.
Now here's Dolson. 6 to shoot. Here's Sykes. Nafisa Collier with some nice D. Here's Carlton.
She's guarded by Anxler.
Carlton, shot is off. And just over a minute played here to start the game. Pass to Austin. Kept alive. And they convert at last on attempt number 3.
He got caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance points.
They need more effort than that on the boards. That can't happen.
Absolutely.
Now here. Off on the layup. Here's Sykes. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Assist goes to
So opportunistic in transition. When Sykes hustles down the open floor, she's gonna be rewarded for it.
Now about 2 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Pass to Collier. McBride. And again, no good by Minnesota. Here's Engsler. Rebound, Kayla McBride. First quarter ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Outside, Williams. Collier outside. McBride outside. Yes, and it's Nafisa Collier picking up the assist.
I love how McBride is unafraid of making mistakes.
Ei oo mitään bottien ventutusreiä. Mikä toikin tarkoittaa toi?
They get the rebound.
Mondang
Sykes
ding dang
off target at the rim. McBride outside. Here's Carlton. Rebounded by the Mystics. And here's Dolson.
Onks sä just tupa juovuksissa, kun
Engsler. McBride covering.
se on maanantai eikä mikään Mondangin
Now Dolson. Clock at 6. Pass to Sutton. Expanding her range. And it's Collier with the rebound.
And when it comes to defensive prowess, there's not too many players that can impact a game like Nafisa Collier.
It gets overlooked sometimes because of her offense, but Nafisa is outstanding on defense. She's the kind of player that opposing coaches have to game plan for at both ends.
Now here is Sykes.
Two minutes remaining.
Pass to
2
Engsler.
minutes.
Austin. Sutton. She's guarded by Williams. Collier left side. Good. First shot, first basket.
That's exactly what you want to see from Collier, putting the ball on the floor and attacking the bucket.
Here's Sutton. Looking for her first basket still in this one.
Ei se oo mikään Mondankki, se on maanantai
Pass to Austin.
ja
Over
ei
Smith.
se kyllä noin menee.
Tries to snap the cold streak. Goes up again. Misses the layup.
You know, she's disappeared this quarter, not making a mark at all with her offense.
And you know she'll be happy to get this period over and done with and just start fresh.
Washington trailing. Here's Engsler.
Mulla alkoi nyt 5 viikon.
Washington went 19 and 21 in the 2023 season, following the first round to the Liberty.
Yeah, getting swept by
Kesäloma.
the eventual runner-up in New York. The Mystics going 19 and 20 in the expanded 40-game regular season. They ended up the 7th seed.
That free throw, no good.
And this Minnesota franchise
Ei
is
se on
built
Mondankki,
around
se
their
on
star,
maanantai eikä
Nafisa
lopu.
Collier.
Well, you think about
Ja ei
2022,
oo
Collier
kuin 2
played just 4
kuukautta
games
on vielä
in the Lynx. They missed the
kesää
playoffs.
jäljellä.
Last year, Collier took her game to another level, a first-team All-WNBA selection.
Good on the second free throw.
And when you look at this Washington team, they hang their hat on defense. That's the priority.
Yeah, last year they were 4th in defensive rating. They have a great coaching staff that helps with scouting reports, defensive schemes that we'll see. And the Mystics do a great job, executing those scouting reports.
Here's Heidemann. On the wing, Courtney Williams. The second chance effort. Here's Shepard.
En tota, kun se on heinäkuu ja elokuu ovat kesäkuukausia.
When you pair Shepard's length with her effort level, you end up with offensive rebounds like that.
1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Edwards. Shoots over Peely. Edwards with the bucket. There's the horn. We've seen some good defense on both sides. The score's still close. Lynx ahead. They're up by 1. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And from what we've seen from the Lynx, what's your take so far?
Some great defense on their part so far.
Well as a unit to help on drives and rotations.
Now here's Peely. Pass to Shepard.
Ei oo mitään maskeeriilua ja mitä ei Tosola puhuu valheita ja paskaa.
Please tell me you didn't think a little contact would disrupt Shepard.
Here's Melbourne. Quiet so far offensively, searching for first points of the game. Now Sutton. 6 on the shot clock. Kone, Peely defending. Here's Sutton. Can't tie it up as that one misses.
Mitään sellaista, kun Wreckfest on taivaallinen peli.
Pass to Peely. Shepard. Aaliyah Edwards, strong defensive effort. Starting the second quarter and about a minute gone. And when Aaliyah Edwards is on the floor, it's easy to see the presence she has in the post.
She has great touch close to the basket as a very efficient scorer. And she's also very athletic. She's a big who can get up the court in a hurry.
The Lynx leading. Here's Heidemann. Second chance shot. And 2 free throws coming up as she misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And the defense gets their money's worth on that foul, stopping the layup and not giving up the and one.
Shooting 2.
That free throw missing.
Well, we know not every team in the league is a title contender. So what's the key for teams in the rebuilding process, Brian?
Your scouting department really matters, because if you're a losing team, your draft picks, whether first or second round, will play.
Yeah, and I'll throw in luck as well. I mean, those ping pong balls going your way, winning the lottery, getting the first overall pick, add an Asia Wilson or Boston, and you add a player of that value, that can change your fortunes pretty quickly.
Here's Sutton. She hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Minnesota grabs the miss.
That's the kind of D that's needed when she's got the ball here. They were all over.
McBride misses. Here's the Mystics with the ball. Still looking for their first basket since the first quarter. Here's Melbourne. McBride covering. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Austin. And it's Collier with the rebound. Over to the wing. Here's Heidemann. And it's Austin with the rebound. And in 2023, Minnesota finished as the 6th seed with a record of 19-21.
Well, Minnesota missed the playoffs in 2022, which ended their 11-year postseason streak. But they regrouped, and in 2023, they took the Sun the full 3 games in the first round. almost pulling off a huge upset. But what was most important was getting back to the postseason.
Time called here. The Mystics decide to talk it over.
You know, some players struggle with the transition from college to pros, but not Nafisa Collier.
Her rookie year was ridiculous. She led the league in minutes. She was an all-star as a rookie. Remember, Collier won a national championship in college. She was used to the spotlight. She's coming to the league as an all-star level player, and we've seen her just improve.
Nyt ei olla kyllä Ruotsissa.
Pass to Melbourne. And here's Sykes. And now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. And another miss by Washington. Down low. Another shot. And she lays it in.
The catalyst of the team, McBride is depended on for buckets. And I'll tell you, she usually delivers.
Here's Melbourne. She hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Pass to Sutton. Now Melbourne. Just 4 to shoot. Shot to stop the run. It's a deflection.
Because of Smith's ability to read opponents effectively, she's able to be just a quality shot blocker.
Now here's McBride. Collier, guarded by Dolson. The three is up.
Ei ole, kun Jussi pelaa.
The Mystics trailing. Looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off. They got to score.
Out of bounds, Mystics ball as Washington keeps possession.
Et ole Android lisää sellaista teet.
And the layup's good off the glass.
The second she got around the pick and shook her man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce. Very well done.
Now here's McBride. Pass to Collier. There's the triple. And it's Dolson with the rebound.
It's rare to see her come up empty on such a wide open look.
Sutton, no good. So the Lynx now. They've only given up 2 points this quarter. And it's blocked by Stephanie Dolson.
A tremendous shot block for Dolson, ranked at 6'5" and defensive IQ.
Ei
läpsytä
pitkäitä, kun
Austin picks her up.
siellä on semmoinen sääntö, että työn alle ei saa lyödä.
Over Austin. And again, no good by Minnesota. Now Melbourne. Pass to Sutton. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Austin. The three ball. Heidemann grabs the miss.
She has slipped into a real funk here.
Definitely. The basket is not looking very big to her at this point.
Here's Heidemann. She's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
jump ball.
So the Lynx now. Sykes outside. For three. That'll do it for the first half. The Lynx on top, up by 6. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. McBride with a strong contribution so far in this one.
You know, it takes a lot to dominate a game without shooting the lights out, but she's been able to take over the game with her play on the glass.
Yeah, that area around the bucket has been her turf tonight, and just a sensational display of rebounding in the first half. Honestly, I'll be amazed if she can maintain that same energy level all the way to the finish. Yeah, she found herself in space and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Well, who doesn't love a guard who can be prolific while also being efficient? And that's what Kayla McBride does. She makes very few bad plays.
Well, it starts with great shot selection, right? She makes the smart pass rather than the flashy one. She keeps the turnovers to a minimum, and she's someone you trust to read the floor and make good choices.
Outside Williams. Second shot opportunity. Sutton with the rebound.
She's a very strong finisher, guys. I'm surprised that she wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Angsler with it. For the tie. Sutton. And it's Austin missing. Here's Carlton. She's guarded by Sykes. And here's Carlton. The layup off target. Pass to Angsler. Third quarter of play with just over 1.5 minutes gone by. Sutton. And it's Austin missing. McBride outside. And here's Carlton. Pass to Williams. Shoots the three. And the rebound goes to the Mystics. Here's Sutton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game. Inside. Dolson. No good with the layup.
Excellent interior D right there to force the miss.
Yeah, and unlike you, Tim, her defensive ability is a huge factor. No doubt about it.
Washington calls timeout. And the last time the Mystics won a playoff series was in 2019 when they won it all.
Well, they got bounced in the opening round last year, which makes it 3 of the last 4 years where they've lost in the first round. The Mystics just haven't been able to replicate that 2019 run.
Olympics making a change here. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Here's Sutton. She's guarded by Williams. It's Brittany Sykes on the wing to the inside. And she converts the layup.
Oh, man. She is so good at making those lead passes.
Now here's Williams. No scoring yet from her, but that's likely to change. Right side, Miller. Just 5 on the clock. Collier outside. Williams takes the 3, but they recover it. She's off on that one. Washington trailing. Sykes outside for the tie. Rebound by the Lynx.
It's almost like she's trying to make things on herself. Work it around, get an easier shot.
Outside Williams. Tries it from the top of the key. And it's Peely missing.
Ill-advised shot selection right there.
I'll say that was lower than low percentage.
No chance.
Here's Sykes. Pass to Sutton. Trying her luck from deep. The rebound by Courtney Williams. Tough question here for you guys. Who is the best shooter in the league?
Well, I'm going to go with the easy answer. Sabrina Ionescu led the league in threes made last year and shot it at 45%. I mean, we're talking about volume. We're talking about efficiency. 45%. That was third best in the league.
I second that. Plus, at 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend, the Walnut Creek Wonder almost beat Steph in that three-point shootout.
And she makes the first. Well, when you talk about Courtney Williams, her versatility is what stands out the most.
Yeah, she doesn't dominate any individual statistic per se, but she does well in pretty much every category, which is what makes her such a valuable part of this team.
And that's good as she hits both shots. Well, the Mystics joined the WNBA in year 2 of the league back in 1998. And they won their first title in 2019.
It took a long time, but it was well worth the wait. Beating the Sun in a thrilling 5-game finals. That 2019 team setting a WNBA record with a 115 offensive rating. They went 26-8 in the regular season. When you think about the all-time teams in the history of this league, 2019 Washington, they're in the conversation.
The Lynx leading. It's Diamond Miller on the wing. It's good. The assist that time from Courtney Williams.
He draws so much attention. Williams can find others for easy buckets. Good dish.
Some tough offensive sets, and they really want to turn it around.
They got to lock in and need a basket just to regain some momentum.
Here's Noble.
And Ole. Täällä on mikään homppeli laji.
Pulls it down. Now Heidemann. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Williams. The teardrop falls in.
That shot helped Williams so much, the floater. It makes it very hard for the help defenders to stop her.
Oh, homppeli laji.
Kone. Minnesota grabs the miss.
If they're smart, they can hold it for last shot.
I mean, that's got to be what they're aiming for here, right?
Now here's Williams. She's guarded by Angsler. Pass to Heidemann. Launches a 3. The shot misses. The third quarter comes to a close. Lynx ahead, up 9. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return.
Tämä ei ole homppeli.
And while we have the chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
And with the accuracy to go along with that vision, she put the ball in the absolute perfect spot.
Ei mulla oo mitään poikaystävää.
Welcome back as we get set to start the fourth. Here's the Mystics with the ball. They trail by 9 points. Sykes outside. Pass to Sutton. From deep. Tries again. Here's Austin. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just can't find a way to score. Williams with it.
Ei ole.
Right outside. Jacks up a 3. Knocks down the 3 ball.
With the smooth touch from outside, McBride's versatility leads.
Pass to Sykes.
En ole.
Now
En
Sutton.
ole botti. Ja ei ole.
To the middle. Here's Engsler. Yes, and it's Shakira Austin picking up the assist.
Good job to create the easy bucket.
And here are the Lynx now. Collier outside. Here's Carlton. She's guarded by Sykes. Now here's McBride. It's rebounded by Engsler. Fourth quarter now, we're just about a minute and a half in. Sykes outside. Mystics keep it alive. And it's Dolson missing.
En mä jaksa googletella.
Here's the Mystics with the ball. They played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Now here's Austin. The layup off target. On the wing, Kayla McBride. She's guarded by Engsler. They get it back. McBride off target at the rim. And they could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Yeah, too many empty possessions. I mean, it's simple. They need points.
Pass to Sykes. Engsler. McBride covering. Shot clock at 6. And it's blocked by Courtney Williams.
Wow, you don't see that often. The 5'8" player, Williams, with the rejection.
Just under 2.5 minutes gone by now.
Ei oo mitään botteja.
Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall. Collier up top. Williams. Pass to Carlton. Smith. She's guarded by Sykes. Goes up on the block. And Smith with a nice bucket inside.
A player who can get creative offensively. Let's just say Smith knows what to do inside.
Dolson.
Ole.
Sykes outside. Pass to Sutton. From beyond the arc. Offensive board. And it's Austin missing.
Nice work there to contest the finish inside.
Yeah, they got the shot they wanted, but her defense laid waste to
Ole.
those
Ei
plans.
ole.
Outstanding entry pass. He knew exactly where to go with that ball.
Washington calls timeout. And Tim, we know success isn't always linear. Look at Atlanta Smith. She's a perfect example of that. It took her a few years to claim her spot in the league.
Look, she was a top 10 pick back in 2019. She shot under 20% as a rookie. Atlanta was out of the league, but she had a great 2023. The Australian finishing third in most improved player voting, and she is really got a spot in the league now.
A look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone in the fourth. Looking to get it going. Got a piece of it. And here's McBride. Outside. Steps back and shoots. Here's Smith. Drops in the layup for two.
A tenacious rebounder. Smith's able to do that because of her height and heart.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Pass to Angsler. And here's Dolson, covered by Collier. Now Sutton from past the arc. Second shot opportunity. And it's Austin missing.
This has been a rough second half for her shooting the ball. She should probably adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Right outside. And the rebound goes to the Mystics. Here's Sutton. It's hauled in by Williams.
Ja taas paljastettiin minun nimeni.
Out to the wing. Smith, guarded by Austin. Fades away. The shot comes out.
Tunnenpas.
Too often, plenty of space, and she whiffs on an open jumper.
Ja ei sellaista asu.
It's tipped. Now here's McBride. Outside Williams. Smith. Inside. And the basket by McBride.
She made that pass to a spot and let her teammate run right into it. That is how you distribute the basketball.
Here's
Semmoista
Sutton.
homppelia.
Pass to Angsler. Austin. It's Brittany Sykes on the wing. And it's Collier with the rebound. And this could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
What a performance it's been.
Now Williams. So we see the Lynx taking the W here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they never found.
The energy here was just tremendous. Once we started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm, the flow of the game. What a treat.
That'll do it for our broadcast, everyone.
Ei maistu.
You beat me at talking, ain't no back and forth. Wait till we catch up with him. Ain't making the opposite mad, I done fell in love with it. You can't sell fish with a cute one. Bank account look good, it's a new one. You the type like the type of computers. Got a mask, but he ain't no. Top 10, but she don't act bullshit. Me and your friends.
Ei oo mitään ryyppyheikää.
We could go ban for ban. We can go M for M. Mama got a body like Kim and them. Mama been killing that gym. We can go watch from chain to chain, the rings, I'm him. I done got rich, but I'm still with it to the ends. We could go ban for ban. We can go M for M. To the point that I don't even care. I got jewels in the safe that I don't even wear. Still don't know a 10 and ain't a soul that's gonna take from me. I done life be fairy tale, they be make believe. If I tell her I'll be right back, yeah, she gon' wait for me.
Ayo.
They mad at me cause these went broken, they need fix. They ain't give me nothing, I ain't giving no grown man. These handshakes getting weirder and weirder. Look at every man eye to eye, I don't fear them. These little that worse than me. I ain't buy my other the purse in a minute. I ain't take a pretty to Turks in a minute. I ain't put no in a minute. I ain't been on earth in a minute. I always talk to God, but I ain't been to church in a minute. Crosses on my pants, I'm a Christian for real. Vixens for real. At the end of it, I stand on business for real. Throw it like money over. I know how I feel to be the streets up. Bang roll, kinda small, gotta beef it up. It's forever with us, we don't gotta. I put it on your head, look, keep it up. 30,000 ones, 30 on me. Go around and make it. Keep on acting like you have emotion. It's just in a way. Ain't never too far from this. I'm just a flight away. I seen trip and fall, I tie up they shoelaces. Young fly lip, got rich off suitcases. Ain't slept since. It seems like 5 days since. Every time I hold up my wrist, it's a new face. I shouldn't have got a whip for her. She came to my convention. She texting these. She give me a commission. Only time he could get at me is my mentions. Buy for it, get it tailored. I know what the mission.